All right, whenever you're ready, you can start.
Also, some of the bosses don't make any sense to me in Clair Obscure. Why is the Duelist way harder than the Axum?
Um, there might be a little reason for that, but I'll talk to you when you get to that point. I think you should just be happy you cleared it. So can we agree? Fuck the duelist.
That fight sucks.
Um,
But dude, getting Momoko has been such a fucking lifesaver. He's so good.
you actually really like Monoko?
Fuck yeah.
That's good. I personally don't care for him. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like him as a character, but I am not the biggest fan of him as like a play style. Jeez, it's a very late stream. Yeah, sorry about that, Red Dusk. I got home super late. I take full responsibility this time. But, to be fair, you guys should always expect a Saturday stream. It is Sunday for me. Same.
Same. Also, I was reminded today that the matchup that I really don't give a fuck about comes out tomorrow.
So I will review that one, but I'll ask Cyber if he wants to join me for that one. You guys don't have to show up if you don't want to.
I mean, I'll join because I've already done them for all of them so far anyway.
All right. I appreciate it. But yeah.
But I've got like zero, like, investment in this one.
That's fine.
Which you'd think would make it even quicker to go through because we shouldn't have anything to talk about.
You know how these stories goes. What weapon is Hashirama using?
All of them.
Some sort of fan, right?
No, that's what Madara uses.
So do you think in terms of Hashirama versus Madara that like Hashirama is actually just a better ninja, or is it just that Hashirama is just stronger than him?
It could be column A, could be column B, but I need to go through Naruto again.
Because if I remember, Hashirama is stronger than Madara, but the difference is like it's substantial, but it's not so big that Madara can't fight him.
Let's put it this way: Madara can fight him, but the difference between number 2 and number 3 in terms of the verse is like so astronomical that doesn't really matter. Like you can make arguments that like Tobirama is the third strongest in the village, but compared to Madara, he's like not.
And then Boruto comes along and like just makes all of them weak as shit.
By the tuning exams arc, yeah, pretty much just completely shits on everything in the war.
Kind of glad I'm kind of glad I never got into like Naruto super hard because I would not be a fan of that.
I look at it as like just as annoying as like you know, One Piece power scaling and how that goes.
Yeah, I believe that.
Because the scaling, like, kind of gets really funky once you enter the war anyway for Naruto.
Yeah. How is One Piece power scaling bad?
Have you been through Marineford?
So the biggest issue with One Piece power scaling is it's a story that wants you to believe that all the characters are relative to each other in terms of like certain tiers, but then they do a really poor job of ever showing that effectively. Or if not, they'll show you the exact opposite.
Or they'll have people from previous arcs that shouldn't be anywhere near the people that they're currently fighting, and they're like holding their own. And they'll go out of their way to be like, I haven't trained, or like, I've been sad.
Yep. It is, You should make a video about the current tier DMC verse and your position regarding that. Hello, Storm. I am trying. So there will be new DMC How Powerfuls later in the year, for sure. It's just that, fuck me, man. I haven't had time to work on fucking anything for videos, man. Sucks. But to be clear, that will be done. 100%. I've already talked to Mangler about it. We're going to talk about it. That being said,
Which DMC video? Because we've currently got like 5 in the pipeline that he's doing like scripts for.
So Mangler's working with a lot of people right now to do other DMC videos.
Oh, that's right.
However,
He's got like fucking 12 projects.
yeah. Currently Mangler's not doing anything for me right now. It's just that Mangler, by proxy of working on other DMC videos, is forced to composite and compile.
Oh my god, Jim, look, it's the kaiju battles from 16, but better.
A battle between icons. So is it straight bullshit that the Wood Golem's actually comparable to the Ninetales?
So this is not how the fight goes in like the manga. In the manga, it's used to hold the Ninetales limbs.
Yeah, because I was
Then
gonna
like this kaiju battle. Like what this game did was essentially make certain fights more fun to play than try and be accurate to the source material. Because you'll get to the point with when Kaguya comes, where they do that as well. And the final fight between Naruto and Sasuke came out before the anime fight did.
I see. Understandable, bro. Hope you're having a great day. Yeah, it's a pretty good day. Just really busy.
Oh, the entire group's been busy with Devil with his new kid, me with like multiple different projects,
and Mangler with Mangler things.
Speaking of, so on Friday I had to go to this fucking bullshit, boring fucking town hall that the whole company had to go to.
Yes.
2.5 hours, but the only thing to come out of it was that they basically told us, oh, we're just being rebranded. And this couldn't have been in a fucking newsletter. I had to sit in a fucking auditorium for fucking 2.5 hours. I was that bored that I fell asleep during the meeting.
I heard about that. No, because what Golem has passive that counters Biju?
It even got worse, because everyone was being ushered upstairs, right? Because we were in like a sports bar.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize everyone was leaving until I saw people going. And so, and all I could think is, if I just sat my ass down and just watched the footy and just did not even fucking bother going upstairs, I could have left as soon as they all went upstairs and shut the door, because they locked the door so no one could escape.
That's fucking funny.
Dude, I'm so upset that I didn't fucking just chill the fuck down there because they don't take roll, so they don't know who is or who isn't attending. As long as you show up, I don't think they particularly care that much.
That's funny. So in Doom Eternal, hang on, we got a comment here. So in Doom Eternal, it is confirmed. Is it confirmed that the final boss is as strong as he was before he got sealed away, or was he weaker when Doomslayer killed him?
No, he's weaker. He doesn't have his full power, and it wouldn't even matter because Davos doesn't even create everything. He uses technology to create shit. So there's literally no scaling for him.
Being as straightforward as I can be, it's one of those.
He did create everything. It just, he needed a forge to do it.
It's one of those. It's one of those statements that you're gonna hear all over the place as to whether or not he created it. I think the current consensus we've reached as a group is that he did not create it. I want the funniest thing about Hashirama and Madara is that if Hashirama actually just spent once a week fucking sparring with him,
if he wanted to kill him, he would have. If he wanted to kill him, he could have, and could have stopped everything. Yes.
To be fair, you could have argued that for both of them. I feel like there are times Madara could have fucking just stealthed him.
Hoorah!
Kenshiro did it better.
I wish that was in the actual series. That would have been so sick.
What do you mean? This is perfectly valid for the series. Of course, this is perfectly valid for scaling.
So the disappointing thing at the start of this game is that for the start of it, it's not animated. It's more like PNG clip art for some reason. But then, a quarter of the way through the game, once Obito becomes the Ten Tails Jinchuriki, they start animating shit, and I have no idea why.
They probably had a choice for the budget and decided to make choices. In the Hashirama versus Madara fight, Hashirama's kit literally counters Madara. Madara knows it too, and he's pissed off because of that.
Well, this is one of those weird things as well, where if you accept what Generations shows for that fight, then technically Madara's Mangekyo ability is the ability to rewind time for a couple of seconds.
Which at that point, of course, you get to the very fun discussion of how the fuck were you ever able to lose?
How the fuck do you ever lose, even to Naruto and Sasuke, even when they get their sage powers?
I think we just call it what it always is. It's just plot. Kirito versus Yuki.
I think we've told people this, but don't just throw names. Actually give us...
The series. Also love Pimp Demon.
Yeah.
I think those are Sword Art characters.
Alright, we got a choice. What path do you want to do first? You want to do Naruto or do you want to do Sasuke?
Do you have to do both to complete the story?
Well, yeah, you have to do both because they converge.
Alright, well, someone asked for Naruto, so we start with Naruto. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure those are Sword Art Online characters because I actually remember those names from the card game for Union Arena. I do not know anything about Sword Art in terms of scaling. Isn't this Madara's voice actor?
No, it's not Neil Kipling.
Oh, he sounds
Though
like
Neil
it.
Kipling does do Yamamoto from Bleach.
Does he?
He does.
Ghost Scale Twilight Sparkle? No. I heard Kirito's one of the most shallow protagonists, or one of the most shallow anime protagonists. I'm gonna say he's not. I'm gonna say you could probably find more shallow protagonists than him. I'm not gonna say he's faultless or whatever.
I'm gonna say I've seen some real fucking shallow series, so I'm not sure if it's fair to say he's one of the most shallow.
He's better than Rin? How dare you, Pimp Demon? That is false.
Yuji's pretty skin deep.
What'd you say, boy?
You heard me.
I did not. Can you repeat that?
Yuji is pretty skin deep.
Yuji?
Would you disagree with that?
I don't agree with you. Rin more like Child Baker? He bakes a child one time and he never get to hear the end of it. It's not as bad as he's making it out to be. Oh, so I guess the new chapter for Star Rail is actually really good.
I mean, it's alright.
Did you already clear it or no?
No, I've cleared some of it.
Yeah, apparently the ending's like super crazy.
I haven't gotten to the end, but the story feels like it's starting to wrap up for Emporius. I think it's got like one more like update maybe.
You understand that we're still in Euphorius for the rest of the year?
Oh, really?
It's gonna be like fucking. It's gonna be like the other one where fucking.
Oh,
It's gonna be side quests afterwards.
God, don't tell me it's gonna be like fucking Coney forever.
It was
Like Pentagon had a good story. It just had too much shit going on.
it was all Penacony all along.
Because I think you agreed with me on that, where it's like it was good. There was just too much shit going on.
Yes. We only see it one time. That's because he's too busy flirt mocking with a crippled girl. Fake news.
Oh, actually, something that I did actually get done that has nothing to do with like power scaling, but one of the side projects that I'm doing. So I ended up going through all of Fairy Tail Zero, and I made that manga accurate.
Good for you.
I turned 13 episodes into an hour-and-a-half movie. There were literally like 4 or 5 episodes. There were like 6 minutes of canon.
I'm sorry for your loss,
Man.
Kyle.
No, because I've still yet to watch it to see how it is. But like, man,
Kyle, how were the dwarves of Lord of the Rings able to have a strong military?
what was that? Sorry.
Red Dust was asking how were the dwarves able to have a strong military in Lord of the Rings?
Basically location, and also like basically being like the second best weaponsmiths in the verse doesn't hurt either.
Well, there you go.
Because you have to
Kakashi.
understand, like, cause you have to understand, all of their mountain homes are fortresses. They're like specifically built for war. So they have like strategic choke points everywhere.
Kakashi was so fun in this game. I actually did play this one.
Some of the finishes in this game are really easy to hit, and then there are some of them that are a fucking pain in the ass. I've always hated the finishes that spawn at the enemy's feet because they just fucking dodge it all the time. I hate it.
Hello, Melissa. Lord of the Rings dwarves are abnormally strong and witty.
Some of them, I'd say that they're more battle smart than they are like academically, unless it comes to like stuff that they've been taught, like mining and crafting.
Kyle, how long are you going to stream for tonight? Probably like another hour and 20 minutes. Kyle, fairy tales trash. Go watch something better like The Witcher, Nightmare of the Wolf, the only good Witcher thing since the games.
Okay, fuck off, troll. I'm guessing that's Pimp Demon?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck off. That movie's a fucking disgrace.
Wait, is this the actual Witcher movie bad?
Dude, it's fucking dog shit.
What's wrong with it?
The fact... So, depending on which one he's talking about, he's either talking about the prequel with Vesemir, which is not great, it's kind of boring, or he's talking about the one that adapted one of the short stories, but they completely tossed out everything to do with the short story and just fucking did a complete Netflix on it and blew shit out of proportion, tried to make it into like a big fucking war between like merfolk and fucking the people on the land, and it's just like, it's fucking garbage.
And so what, in the original story wasn't like that?
Oh, fuck no. The original, so, I'm trying to remember what the short story is called. I think it's called, it's the theme of the story. A Little Sacrifice. So the overarching theme of that story is you have like a regional prince who is in love with a mermaid, and they're both in love with each other, but the prince doesn't want to lose his legs to go into the water, so he's trying to convince her, but neither of them want to do it. And in the end, at the end of the short story, she realizes that she loves him enough that she's willing to give up her fishtail to gain legs and live on land with him.
Okay, so that's it. There's not.
You have to understand. Like, I'm skipping like a good 35, 40
No,
pages.
no.
Extra shit
I was waiting for you to tell me the twist at the end that there was gonna be like, oh, they swapped for each other.
No, like they both just like live happily, because the entire thing is about like a little sacrifice and what are you willing to give up for somebody you love, because you have another musician who is a friend of Dandelion's called Essie Darving, or Little Eye.
Yeah.
And she is in love with Geralt, but Geralt doesn't feel the same for her. And so he basically plays parallels of like, what are you willing to give up? Because this is, I think, the first or second time him and Yennefer break up, and he's wondering, what am I willing to give up to be with her?
So he watches a woman give up things instead of the man? Damn.
It's one of those stories where it's like, it's easier if read it or listen to it yourself so you understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay, hang on. By the way, in the Ring of Power show, elves became or become more built toward than dwarves.
Yeah, nothing about the rings of power fucking should be taken as any kind of gospel.
I'm talking about the
Actual.
one with Vesemir. I said the only good Witcher thing after the games. What kind of psycho would think the other movie with the mermaid is good? I'm not a monster, Kyle.
Well, you must be, because you think the one with Vesemir was good. That was boring as
Does
shit.
anyone know how powerful the Punching Great Raven verse is? No. Has Kakashi's dad already killed himself yet?
Oh yeah, ages ago.
Is there a reason why Kakashi got promoted over like Obito?
Skill.
I'll say, weren't they comparable to each other at this point, or was Kakashi just way better
Fuck
than him?
no. Fuck no, like, Kakashi was basically, like, a child prodigy.
Oh yeah, I need to watch Seth's video on Itachi. Because I guess Seth released a video saying that 99.8% of fiction can't fight Itachi. I guess is what the video like title claims.
His sphere of what fiction is must be mighty small.
I guess like his idea is that like Itachi's so smart that like in any versus scenario he's not fighting the same way the others are. There'll never be a scenario where he's not in the advantage.
That's raging.
Well, I haven't watched it, but I think that's the premise of it goes.
No, because he's about to do a fucking Batman fucking fallacy. You know that stupid fucking rule that people say, like, Batman can beat anyone if you give him time. It's like, it's like, tell me you don't have a brain without saying you don't have a brain.
Does anyone know the Umi Neko series? No. Wait, I thought Kakashi didn't have Chidori when he was a kid.
No, he did. That's when he created it, and then he adapted it later to become the Lightning Blade, which is a more controlled version.
Okay, so Lightning Blade he can only do with the Sharingan, but regular Chidori you can have normally.
So, what the Sharingan allowed him to do was, because of its ability to basically like speed up your perception.
Yeah.
It allowed, because when he's first using Chidori, he can't see where he's going. He's moving too quickly.
Ah, I see. Kyle, which is better, a Lord of the Rings story, Shadow of Mordor, or The Rings of Power?
Oh, fucking give me Shadow of Mordor, because that actually has, like, good characters, a fun gameplay.
What do you mean?
Actually tries to do something unique.
Galadriel's pretty good.
No, not really. The character that does nothing, and in every series, it doesn't matter what series she appears in, she literally has nothing going for her.
Itachi mops up all slice of life animes.
No, I would not even say that. There are some ridiculous ones.
So in the actual manga, Minato's not there with them when the boulder falls on him, is he?
No, he's on a different mission.
So this is wrong then. Or I guess this wouldn't be the mission.
This is. So what happens is that he's here for this, but then he gets dispatched to another battlefield.
All it sounds like
because they're supposed to be waiting for him, and then the ninjas capture Rain, and then Obito has the bright idea of whether or not he has backup. He's not going to abandon a friend, so he's going to go after and try and rescue her. And then Kakashi's like, fucking, I guess I should come along too. After a while.
So Kakashi let his friend die is what I'm hearing.
So this backstory is basically the reason of like, you know how he has that backstory of telling like his students never abandon a teammate.
Yeah.
This is the reason for it, because before this, because his father had to kill himself because he did the same thing on the mission. He prioritized people over the mission. He had to kill himself. And so, until this point, Kakashi had the idea that his father was scum. He deserved to die for that. And that should be the mentality. It was basically Obito who changed his opinion of that.
I don't have the answer how powerfully Mako. Kyle is a great movie, and compared to literally everything else, like the other movie and the live action series, it's the best by a fuck ton. I thought when Henry Cavill...
That's not a very high bar you're looking at, is it?
I thought when Henry Cavill fucking was Geralt, the series was actually good.
No. The only time they ever tried to be like somewhat like accurate to the novel was the first season, and even then that was iffy. Because they tried to condense the first two books, which were a collection of short stories, into like an 8-episode season. And so like they had to skip like so much, and they didn't even do the short stories in order.
Are you saying Henry Cavill wasn't the greatest thing that ever happened to The Witcher?
No, he did a good job playing Geralt. It's just that the shit he was given, he was so fucking handicapped.
Oh yeah, Pimp D, when you see we're fucking losing Super Earth.
Yeah, what the fuck is that about?
So there's this game called Helldivers 2. It was a really popular game, but basically the way it works is it's an online only game where you are constantly in a galactic battle trying to keep humanity alive. It's pretty fun, and if you have friends who play, it's a lot more fun. But as part of a massive event, the aliens have invaded the home planet of humanity, Super Earth. And we're fucking losing our home planet because we got a bunch of fucking dipshits.
That's it. Art is imitating life.
By the way, the flaw of Chidori, it can be easily countered without the use of Sharingan Perception Amp. So wait, Kakashi's dad kills himself because he didn't complete a mission to save his friend?
No. So what he was supposed to do is he was supposed to prioritize the mission and not go back for the comrades.
Alright.
Because the Ninja Creed back then, also during like when Naruto was growing up, was the mission comes first before anyone else. Complete the mission above all else and above your own health.
Alright.
But his father decided, I'm not going to do that, I'm going to save people instead. And that got him in trouble, and he basically was dishonored. And so to basically make it so Kakashi wasn't the son of a dishonored warrior, which would hamper his progress in the academy, he decided to kill himself.
Does this ever come up with any other character?
Do you mean Kakashi's backstory, or do you mean
I
somebody...
mean like this honor and dishonor thing.
No.
So he literally just wrote in a reason for Kakashi's dad to kill himself, and then never.
He wrote in. So you have to understand is that like when Kakashi's backstory was done, this was during like after the time skip. So he basically had to try and write himself a reason for why Kakashi thinks the way he does compared to like all the other teachers and everything like that.
Yeah. It was one of the demands Henry Cavill made that they remain faithful to the source material. Zim imagine first season being like DMC 1, it's okay, but not great. Then take season 2 and make them a magnitude worse. Then make the third even a magnitude worse than that. Oh, so the series got worse as it went on.
Oh fuck yeah!
Henry
Like,
Cavill.
if you watch one after like reading the novels, it's like okay, not completely faithful, but enough of it is there that it's like okay, I can see some stuff working out. And then it comes to season 2, and it's just like, whoa, 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 what are you doing? Why is Eskel dead? Hang on, what the fuck is going on? What is this tomfoolery?
Henry Cavill literally fighting 10v1 in the Witcher show because the writers, producers, and directors.
Oh yeah, because the writers of the show never read the books, and they wanted to make their own series with the characters, and he was literally the only one there telling them like, no, this isn't in the books, and just like cutting them off the entire time. Hey, depending on how it goes, he might have more of a directive say when it comes to the 40K show.
Okay, so I understand why Kakashi gets sent on a mission as a Jonin, but why are the other two?
Oh, because children have to go to war too. It's the Warring States period. Like it's the Third Great Ninja War. Even
Yeah,
children
but
have to go to war.
she has a fucking tailed beast inside of her, doesn't she? Isn't she too?
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, okay.
That's after this mission when the Mist Village captures her.
White Fang piss off because the village and the people's teammates outcast shame him and decided he is a big bad leverage to his son. Why'd they just stand there and let them take her away instead of fighting them?
Well, because the way this happened is like really in and out, super quick.
How'd you even track her down? You can barely fucking see without fucking eye drops. Should Kakashi have gone both of his Sharingans in his fight against Obi-Wan in their death battle?
That's going to be very dependent on what you're willing to bring in. Because if you're going for standard equipment, no. Especially like post-war, technically he shouldn't even have it. He shouldn't even have either of them.
Zim, by the time the war on Super Earth, our homeworld, is over, we won't be known as Super Earth but Micro Pluto. Oh yeah, they fucking glassed Mars, those fucking assholes. Hang on, I'm gonna load up Helldivers 2 and see what the fuck the situation is. Have we fucking lost another fucking megacity? I fucking knew these fucking dipshits let their fucking guard down. They saw us take out 50% of the invading forces, and they're like, we got this, and then we lost 4 cities.
I forgot they added this back in fucking Storm 4.
Right on the wall?
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm gonna have to mute the game.
Fire style, fire cheese jutsu. Fuck you. Get off my wall.
All right. All right, let's see how Super it's doing right now. Wow, that scuff.
Not good.
So, okay, we're doing decently on the last city, but we've lost 3 cities completely, and we are holding out on the last one, so we're actually not doing terrible. I think we need to ask Jared from the Republic for help. Kyle, have you watched the How I Would Fix Konoha's Teams video by Nick Hammer 23?
Fuck no, because most people with their Naruto takes are fucking dog shit.
Alright, I can probably do a challenging mission on Super Earth right now. I'll just join someone's game. Oh yeah, they also in the lore they got I hate Niche Hammer. He sounds like such a prick. Is he a prick? So, because we're losing the war, they got rid of a bunch of forests and turned them into aircraft strips to give an in-lore reason for why our fucking like aerial assaults have a faster cooldown. That's pretty cool. Destroy 4 Illuminate warships. What the hell did I just jump into? Holy fuck. What the fuck?! Does anyone know how powerful Blue Archive Verse is? No. Sounds like one. I'm gonna go do something better. Storm is trash. Alright, Pimp Demon. Why aren't you going to defend Super Hurt then? His favorite character is Rock Lee. Isn't Rock Lee a popular character?
Rock Lee's pretty popular.
Uh, Naruto scalers are kind of weird in the sense that like they don't necessarily have terrible takes, at least in my opinion. It's just that when you examine a series with a different cultural lens, you enter this. Dude, holy fucking shit! Stop! I fucking hate these people. Holy fuck. No, my guy is the best taijutsu fighter.
Oh yeah, by far. Even Madara says that when he fights him.
Yeah, but he
I mean,
basically.
if you can't use ninjutsu, you might as well be very good at what you can do.
Fuck! What the fuck is that? Rock Lee only 1v1 fight in the Shippuden. He's a clone of himself, but it's high diff. What? But Rock Lee is not far behind. Technically, he would be by all intents and purposes. Okay, wow. So I'm just playing with a bunch of cunts right now because they do not give a flying fuck about teammates. Oh, thanks, asshole. You wanted the man. Oh, what a bunch of fucking dicks. Oh, you know, maybe they're not dicks. Maybe we're just getting fucking destroyed. Fuck, 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 fuck. Imagine Gara became the hard work guy and then Rock Lee and Shippuden. I mean, they're all technically hard workers.
From my from memory, there's only one fight on this that's like unbelievably shitty to try and get S rank on, and that's the fight when you're using 8K Sky versus Madara. That fight is a fucking nightmare to get S rank on.
Surpasses all stronger magnet release users. Yeah. Rocket Lee didn't do much in taijutsu. All he does is taijutsu.
That's his entire shtick. His entire shtick is he literally can't use ninjutsu or genjutsu. So he became super proficient in taijutsu.
Kyle, how powerful is Prime Nagato?
I don't know. What part of I need to go through Naruto again do people not understand when it comes to like scaling takes? If you want story beats, I can give you story beats, but in terms of like power scaling, take what I say with like a grain of salt until I go back through the series again.
VTW, I read Gaara's light novel, bro. He can't take a break on the assassination. He's literally chosen, his literal chosen fiance by the elders ordered to assassinate him. Like, what the fuck? They're hard to explain how. They're hard to explain like how people can just rip out eyes and put them in.
Medical ninjutsu.
Hashram broken plot armor cells. Okay, so. I think one of the funniest little things about not knowing Naruto, but like understanding a little bit about how the Sharingan stuff works is not realizing that Kakashi is not a fucking Uchiha. How powerful is Prime Kyle? Good question. Kyle, what Naruto game are you gonna play after you beat Ninja Storm 4? Is there even a game after this?
There is. You have Ninja Storm Chronicles, I think, but that's got its own original story.
Is that your dog? I have an argument for social system level. He can show you one day at his work and melt you away with the power of staying exposed to the sun multiple hours. The fuck? fucking thing. I feel like when you get to a point, because I mentioned this before, but like when you get to a certain point, it really doesn't. The fuck?
You good? You want to finish the thought before having another one?
No, like at a certain point, like does it really matter what real reality is if like they're indistinguishable? There are definitely times where it matters, but then there are other times where it's like,
Okay, so are you talking more philosophically, or are you talking in the context of this verse?
I mean, more like I guess a little bit of column A, a little column B. Like there are definitely verses where there's like a substantial difference, but then there are other verses
Okay,
where.
so in this verse, the 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 eternal Tsukiyomi puts everyone basically underneath a hypnosis and basically puts them to sleep. So they're basically in an actual like dream. It's not like a metaphorical dream. It's like a dream.
Yes. What happens if you missed a quick time event? Does the game you lose screen? I don't think it does now.
No, it doesn't give you a load screen. I think you just get hit by the technique and then it just moves on to the next one. Because that's what it did for Ninja Storm 2.
Yeah, honestly, I think this fucker messed with the fucking aim. Aim it higher up. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Let's go. Yeah, this game doesn't really like insta kill you if you lose. Usually it keeps the game going forward.
No, you lose if you lose all your health.
Well, yeah.
So as long as you don't lose all your health, you're fine. Like the worst case scenario is that you don't get a high rating on the mission.
He says before killing Miyato's whole family effectively.
Well, it's funny because like at the point he is now, he gets so powerful that in a year from now he becomes strong enough that he can basically throw hands with Obito, with Naruto, with Minato.
Revenge is a powerful motivator. People really say Todoromas have a bad take on the Uchiha when they know Indra, Obito, Madara will do to the world. So the problem is that Tobirama was partially responsible for what Madara ended up doing.
Obito is the reason why Madara does what he does.
Yeah, because Madara wouldn't let it. Because Madara wouldn't accept the Uchiha, so he had to go out of his way to make a world where the Uchiha could be accepted.
Because the problem as well is that like Tobirama put the Uchiha in charge of the police in like a masked attempt to try and be like, see, we're giving you guys an authoritative position that's important. But it's like, yeah, but you're also putting them in charge of the cops, and you know what a lot of people don't like? Cops. And why are they going to associate with the family who runs the cops? So like, even if he had the best of intentions, he kind of like unironically like fucked them as well.
Is it ever confirmed if fucking Zetsu had anything to do with her capture?
No.
Because they basically go out of the way to make him like the ultimate bad guy behind the scenes near the end of the story, don't they?
Black Zetsu, yes. White Zetsu, no.
So then, did Black Zetsu get her captured?
Not that I'm aware of.
Things did not, in fact, go well.
have been better days.
To be fair, this kind of makes the yellow. This kind of makes fucking Minato seem kind of like a bitch too, to some extent. If I recall correctly, in the original manga, Kakashi wasn't entirely screwed in a fight like this. I think what ended up happening is that she just didn't want to keep getting like kidnapped over and over again, uses a weapon.
Okay. No. So what the Mist was intending on doing was they were going to let Kakashi, because she knew what the plan was. They were going to let Kakashi get away and take her, and she was going to go nuts with the tail beast inside of the village and destroy the hidden leaf. Because Kakashi didn't know she had a tail beast inside of her. She did, though. And they were planning on having her go nuts inside the village, and she didn't want that, so instead, kill me, because that'll cause the tail beast to respawn in a couple of years.
Which tail beast did she have? Is that ever confirmed?
3 tails.
Are you?
This is actually, like, whether you watch it in the anime or in the manga, this is one of the bloodiest, like, fights that Kishimoto does, and it's actually, like, pretty good.
I just find it funny, fucking. I just find it funny that fucking it's the fucking 3 tails, bro. Like I know in the lore that's supposed to be a big deal, but it's like
but here's the problem, that you're comparing that to the 9 tails, which is the strongest. So your skew of what's the most powerful is off kilter, because even like Shukaku could have destroyed the Hidden Leaf Village by himself.
Can't
like,
Minato handle a fucking 3 tails?
He might, but it still would have been a hard fight, and there still would have been tons of casualties, especially if it just spawns in the middle of nowhere.
Isn't Minato like way stronger than the fucking most of the fucking Akatsuki?
He is.
So then, like, I thought like every Akatsuki member could take out a Tail Beast member, like a fucking Tail Beast and Jiraiya.
Yes, but this is the thing you have to also understand, is the difference between the beasts are very, like, different between which one you're going after. Because everything from 1 to 7, I would say, is fine for that rule. 8 and 9 are the exceptions.
Okay, that's fine though. But so that means like Minato should have no problems dealing with the 3 tail beast relatively easily.
Not relatively easily, because again, you're still going to have tons of casualties, and the point was not to have the entirety of the village die, just enough that it would weaken a lot of their military. So even if the tail beast is lost,
Isn't Minato like alone enough to make people back off? Like, wasn't that like the whole point of his character was that he was insanely strong to the point where other people wouldn't fight him?
If you were a nobody grunt, he's a fully on side order. If you actually have like a bit of power behind you, you would actually stand and fight him. The point is to weaken the military, not to completely like decimate the village. So if you weaken enough of it, even if Minato does win, there's still going to be heavy casualties. Just like when the Nine Tails attacked. It was still heavy casualties.
Yeah, but the Nine Tails is literally like the strongest.
Yes. But,
That's what I'm saying though. Like Minato could mess around with the Nine Tails.
Yes, but you're also confusing the fact of like all of the tail beasts, even Shukaku, are capable of destroying mountains if they want to. And you're having this rage out of control without any preemptive knowledge. So even if the fight goes on for like maybe 10 minutes, you have got irreparable damage to a lot of the village, and you're going to have innumerous amount of casualties. He's not just going to teleport, one shot it, and then it's all over.
That sounds like bullshit.
No, because you're looking at it from a power scaling perspective, not from a narrative perspective.
You're right. I'm looking at it from the perspective of a guy who can blitz everyone in the verse, keeps up with the top tiers in the war arc and everything, and it's a fucking Three Tails.
I wouldn't. He doesn't keep up with everyone in the war arc.
Oh, so if I check the war arc, he's not going to be fighting people like Madara or anything, right?
Oh fuck no! He's slower than Ten Tails Obito.
Oh, he's stronger than like the strongest guy at the point. Okay, Bill's at 90.
He's literally slower than Tobirama.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Doesn't Tobirama literally say that he's faster with his warping than fucking he is? No, I'm pretty sure you're fucking wrong there.
No, he says he's more proficient at it. He doesn't say he's faster. He
What
says
the
that
fuck
he
does
can use
proficient?
it better. Okay, so what that basically means. What that basically means is that he's better at teleporting. He's not faster.
So, what aspect is he better?
He can do it more often because it takes a shitload of chakra.
Are you saying that Are you saying he has more chakra than the second Hokage?
Yes.
Is that confirmed, or are you assuming?
I'm pretty sure that's stated.
I'm gonna look this up. I don't believe you.
Again, like, Minato is not that good.
Literally have heard nothing but him being fucking insane and like the best fighter.
Yeah,
across
it.
it.
And that's everyone who loves Minato.
Even from you.
Minato is a fucking joke when it comes to like near the end of the war.
Yeah, no, it says, yeah, I looked it up. It says that he is faster. So, what he does say is that Minato is relative to Ten Tails Madara in terms of speed. Toriyama don't have that.
Fuck off, he is.
I'm gonna fucking read the fucking manga and it's gonna be like fucking
No,
he's actually
no, the fuck he's not. And if you're using the panel of where he chucks the kunai before Agate's guy fucking hits him, no, the fuck he's not.
Kyle, if you use that 1 feat there that exists, no.
It's not even a feat because he doesn't do it. He was already freeloading to teleport as the kunai is being thrown. Everything is preempted.
Smells like bitch in here.
Alright, so like Minato.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong here, dude.
The only thing good about Minato is that he's got an insanely busted kit in this game.
So when are we gonna play as Naruto? Probably like a few more things. No, because I'm fairly fucking positive that fucking Minato's not fucking trash. He's certainly above most of the tail beasts. Also, I'm not even gonna get into the whole Sage mode and fucking Chalk and like fucking KCM mode he also has as well. I'm not even gonna discuss that bullshit.
You mean that thing of like how the fuck you were dead? How the fuck did you do like a whole thing with Kurama where he willingly gives you his chakra? Like fuck off.
Not the biggest Naruto expert, but Minato was super top tier in Narutoverse until the 4th war arc. Other than that, it was pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, Newhan, let me do some finances real quickly and I'll get back to you on the commission. Because if I can't afford to pay too much right now or immediately, I'll probably just pay you for the work now, or we'll see if we get a little further. Because I don't want you waiting on money for the most part. Zim, just use AI art? No, I'm not going to use AI art. AI art's not good.
Not yet, but it's getting there.
Kind of. It doesn't really do styles all that well. It just does... I guess the way I would say is that AI art only really does sort of realistic looking things well. It doesn't really do styles well.
Some do, but you need to pay for those programs.
Hello, Unknown Hero. Haven't seen you in a minute. But nah. I wouldn't pay for AI art. Newland's prices are fine. It's not a big deal. Voice acting, though, might be a different story. Because, fuck me. Yeah, military's been tough. That's good, though. No, fucking... I looked at some voice acting prices, and fuck me. I might just stick with the fucking AI fucking voice machine at this point. KK, because you're out of mine, I might need the money now, because the way I can cover some expense I gotta do. So if you have more requests I can ask for you to advance, I'll do them next week with you at the top. Yeah. I'll go back to you. You can use a pre-existing pic to use as a reference for that art you want to AI to create.
Again, like some of those programs that you do
that technically gets into legality issues.
Well, it's not even just legality issues. But not only do you have to train it and usually give it like more than one piece of art, you also have to like pay for those programs too.
Yeah, I'm paying for the program. The whole reason you pay for the program, it's supposed to be cheaper than paying for the artist, which in a lot of cases it is. But with Newhan, it's not, because Newhan's prices are reasonable. Or at least, it's not really, it's outsourcing at the end of the day. I'm paying Newhan an exorbitant amount of money based on what his prices are, but because of the way how money works, it's different.
Yeah, I just say like they've never gotten this Obito correct with his moveset. His moveset's so fucking bad.
I'm thinking of getting Expedition 33. Unknown Hero, you should absolutely get Expedition 33. It's a fantastic game. I am recommending that. Play Expedition 33. But yeah, no. Nah. The other thing, too, about AI artwork is that you don't really have an editor telling you or giving you feedback.
And if you want something changed in it, it's very hard to do it without it changing everything in the picture as well.
Yeah. Because, like, I can give Newhan a prompt, we'll call it a prompt. And Newhan might do changes that he finds cool, that actually look cool, that weren't my original idea. Whereas, if you go with AI art, they'll just do the AI, what you ask, and that's it.
Well, even then, even if you don't like what comes out, like one little aspect, but everything else, you can't tell it keep everything, change this one little thing. It doesn't recognize that yet. It will do everything all over again.
Yeah. So yeah, Neil, I'll give you an answer tomorrow if I'll be commissioning more right now, if I'll just pay you for what currently is done, and then go from there. Because I do got bills coming up next week, but I should get paid before then. But we'll keep track on that one. Yeah, no. What's the story about? I've seen gameplay remind me of old FF games. The story is every year people die because a being known as the Paintress wipes away life. So your goal is to go to her island and try and kill her.
Do we talk about why the expeditions are named the years that they are, or would that be getting too much into like spoiler?
That's too much of a spoiler. There's no reason to mention that. There goes being called the Masked Man, as if we don't know who the guy is already. Yippers. So, to be as clear as possible, I'm not against AI. The issue is just that, how do I say something that makes sense? It's a really fucked time period for creators who actually can create shit.
The problem is as well that we're about to be entering into a spiral where artists are going to be charging more because AI art is taking all of their commissions and they can't live off their own art anymore.
No, yeah, like...
But then they find that the more they charge, the more it incentivizes people to go for the cheaper option.
Yeah,
so
like...
it's in this ever-perpetual fucking spiral.
No, like, it really sucks for people like Newhin because, like, as AI art gets better, people who would have commissioned Newhin in the past are going to call it quits there. Because it's like, why would you commission an artist when you can do AI art, get way more value out of it, theoretically? It is, like, only people like me who can only really write are going to benefit from this new era of fucking AI, unless they do laws in place to keep shit in check. Lamalzim knows me, I'll draw devious amounts of NTR just to eat fries at Burger King. True.
Because it's not just art, like...
It's everything.
You have everything now, like... You even have a lot of programs that can just do
voices,
full songs, and you won't even know that it wasn't done by an artist. We're about to enter an era. Like they've been saying this for like the last 10 years, but you're about to be entering an era where you can just AI generate like your own show.
I'm gonna keep it a straight buck. The day I can AI animate an anime, they're gonna see uploads on the channel going like fucking crazy.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Like the day that happens, I'm fully on board with using like AI voices because now they're getting to the point of AI voices where you can give them emotions and shit.
I'm gonna say it like this, and this is gonna be like I'm kind of like talking shit to myself here a little bit, but the era of lazy creators is upon us. For now, should be fine. The scary part's going to start when people are going to be able to animate their own 2D shows consistently because people can already do that with live-action AIs. One problem, in my opinion, is AI will overcorrect and physical art will ruin and ignore. So, what's going to happen with AI art is it's going to become homogenized. And that's where we're going to lose like, artistic trends on that one.
Well, then, like, once you get out of art, you're going to start seeing other things like... I think they've already started, but AI ads as well.
No, AI ads, AI books, AI songs, everything. Anyone who had dreams of being a creator is not going to be able to make a living off of it going forward. Unless they're like, you go through Patreon and shit directly. I think we're going back to the way the system used to work, where we'll have plenty of people trying to be artists, but only the people who have an audience supporting them.
Well, it would have to be like you have to be like something super special.
The other option is going to be people will realize that AI is going to ruin a lot of things for a lot of people, and they'll course correct to avoid only AI work. However,
I was gonna say like the problem you have is that for this to work, governments will have to really overstep their bounds and make massive laws for AI, and depending on what's implemented and when it's implemented, that could cost a lot of businesses millions.
now that you mention it, there was an outrage in the Latin manga community because someone took first place at a Latin monthly manga with a project fully made with AI and about a black African slave. Yeah, because that's how it works. To be as fair as possible, there's already been a ruling in the United States regarding AI artwork. Because according to the United States, you cannot copyright AI images.
Oh, when it came to doing Obito versus Kakashi and making the manga accurate, that was a fucking nightmare.
No, you're straight trash. I think it'll be more focused on other things like story and characters around animation and the art. No, because you can have the AI create compelling characters.
As long as you give it a rough direction of what you want, it can kind of like suss out what you might be looking for.
You have to understand, we're not it's gonna get fucked. So the question becomes is as a person, how do you decide how to play this? Yeah, that actually helps somewhat stop the AI machine content. Because if someone commissioned those creations, won't be as protected like original works. But yeah, lots of things work on it. The issue becomes is like, how do you legislate AI artwork?
You also need every country to be on board, not just a handful of them.
Oh, well, it doesn't fucking matter. China doesn't even fucking listen to half of the fucking world's fucking policies anyways.
Like America. But also, like, you need
No,
the
like
entirety of the West. You need the entirety of the West to be like on board with this.
no. I'm gonna throw some shade at that one. No, there's like an actual global trade commerce with like rules to follow. Every nation that's a part of it, well, obviously everyone tries to bite. Everyone tries to bite more than they're allowed to, but in the global trade economy, only China has actively been able to just skirt the rules on it completely. That's why China's stuff is so much cheaper because it's not supposed to be like that. But no one can really stop them, so it doesn't really matter. Like,
Did you just see the white Obito?
Yeah, I saw it. Bro, a friend that was a writer got jump scared at the level of AI could write a good story. It had rough edges, but with polish, it could have worked perfectly. Yeah. No, that's why like I understand that my writing, if it ever had a chance, is probably not going to succeed because AI will ultimately end up ruining the creative scene after a while. That's why I kind of just vibe these days. Don't get me wrong, I still want to write books and I still want to finish what I'm going to do, but like the dream kind of took a hit for sure. Because don't even get me started on YouTube videos and shit too, because AI can do a better job than I can with those too.
Oh, I'm gonna completely, I'm gonna completely be a shill here and basically tell you the day that an AI is just like, I've got you, friend. I can edit all this for you. It's like fucking here you go, son.
No, and I'm not even going to say that's like a bad thing because if I can get AI to edit videos for me, that just makes making videos easier. But that's what AI should be doing. It should be facilitating creation, not replacing it. Does that make sense? Now, that being said, I thought AI would have taken a long path because it was still making mistakes at like translating stuff like on Google as an example, but that's not the case anymore.
Oh no. This is what people have to understand. Commercial AI is not the same as like actual AI that's going on. There's AI that's not commercially available that is just like you. So if you were to chat to say like Chat GPT, you could tell that it's still kind of a robot. It's trying, but it's still a robot. If you were to chat to this one, you wouldn't have a clue. You'd think it's another person you're texting with. Like it will give you attitude back and shit.
Wouldn't say that. It's weird to explain, but reading your stuff feels much organic and presentable than reading the AI, where it has great narrative, but something about it felt if you're even shallow. No. You have to understand something. That's because we're in this era and we're experiencing AI in its infancy. But the next group of kids who show up when AI is already kicking ass,
Oh,
they're not going to tell the difference.
this is also something that people need to understand is that like all you need to do is train an AI on how to write by giving it examples, by giving it like PDFs of books and shit, and it'll understand what you want.
This is where the legality problem kicks in of like how can AI be trained legally when it's just stealing other people's shit. That's why there's a legality issue about it. But yeah, Google Translates is a good example. Yeah, I don't even need to look at the kids. Just look at the old people getting scammed left and right. You can't sue an AI. You actually can sue the people who make the AI, though. They've already done that repeatedly.
I think you, me, and Mangler have discussed this, but it's getting to the point where saying that like, oh, this scam was translated by Google Translate is not a good excuse anymore when it's literally doing a better job than like actual translators.
Yeah, no. AI so the funny thing about AI is that we all assumed when like the older generations that AI was going to take over our jobs so we could spend time making art and shit. But we've somehow got the timeline where AI replaces making art and we just work all our lives. There's humor in that. So yeah, well, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I thought AI would take much longer time to do what it does now, but apparently 5 years fly by. You have to understand once you get your foot in the door, everything else becomes easier.
I want people to remember that if you want to have a look at just like how far technology has come, look at a game that came out 5 years ago compared to today. For a game that you thought looked realistic 5 years ago, you can see its age now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Speaking of AI, are the guards in Jack 2 humans slash elves or robots like the KG ones in Jack 3? Or if they are robots, what's the point of in using humans? I'm pretty sure every creature in Jack and Daxter is a fucking elf. I'm pretty sure they're all elves for the most part, with the exception of
It's
like.
it's never said what they are.
Yeah, but like, I mean, you can infer what they are. I predict by the end of this decade, if we haven't bombed ourselves into extinction, AI will be able to create full length animated episodes of like 2D animes.
I'm also gonna say this too, like because of the nature of how AI is going, this could also spell the end for like being able to power scale properly as well.
Oh, because of fucking fake scans and shit.
Yeah, and if voices are getting that good that like you can fake an interview, like you just have like two realistic looking people having a talk, and you don't even know that it's real or fake.
To be honest with you, I think we're getting to the point now where if you can't physically have the media to prove it, I think you just don't use it for scaling anymore. Of your favorite character or series? No, 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 no. So here's where AI is gonna have to be affected. Creators who have their foot in the door are gonna fight back on AI because
Or or the other way you do it is if their shit is going to be used as a reference point, you have to pay them first.
yeah, or they're gonna license out their IPs.
I think some voice actors do that now, don't they?
Some of them do, yeah, but I mean that's why, like, for example, that's why like in Star Rail we don't have a lot of voice actors, although they replaced the main characters with new ones because they were trying to get protections from AI to keep a job in the industry. But the fact of the matter is that no one really wants that. Or let me rephrase that: the voice actors want it because they want to keep a job, which is great. Companies don't want that.
The problem is that a lot of them are just like, because of this, I've now been out of a job for a while and I've got like no income coming. Because when they join this like boycotting union, they've not just like stopped doing voices for Hayo. They've stopped doing it just like as the industry in itself. Because
Look,
I think the only way to get out of it is to like leave the union, and then you have to also like find another company, like another agency to pick you up.
yeah, so you should probably just head out of the country at that point. The way it's going to work for a lot of creators is they're either going to have a fan base established, or they're going to have to be capable enough to where someone would rather just trust the person than the AI. If AI can't like work and pay taxes for me, I'm all for it. Yeah, but that's the fucking problem. That's not what AI is doing. AI is not fucking working or paying our taxes. It's just taking the creative pursuits. Because they would rather people spend all their lives working so they don't realize about like fucking the unfair treatment of the class system, and they give you toys to keep you satisfied. Because make no mistake, whatever we have for AI right now,
Oh, the
they
government
have
has
way more advanced. But you have to drip feed this shit because
because you gotta remember, like governments are using AI now with conjunctions with like satellites for military purposes as well now. So
yeah.
whatever we have is like way behind what they have.
The problem is that you have to drip feed this shit because you're not going to be able to successfully get rid of the creative industry without pushback. Because I guarantee you what's going to happen is when AI gets so advanced that it's taking out whole industries of people, because that's what's going to happen. At some point, AI is going to become so advanced that a lot of creative industries are just going to disappear. When that happens, there's going to be a revolt because they're going to lose their jobs and they have nothing to go back to. Because there's only so many menial jobs you can have at that point. I'm not gonna entirely blame the government because I'm gonna blame the elite who like support the government.
I think something to say, well, like the first two industries that are going to go is probably, would you agree, music and like actual art.
Music will be the first one to go for sure. I think the second one to go will be any voice acting will be the second one to go. I think art will still have some of a fighting chance. But it's a very slim chance. I have no sympathy for celebrities who lose their jobs because of AI. Granted, some of them are decent human beings, but for the rest of us, so out of touch reality for me to feel sorry for. Yeah, but that's fine. But so here's the problem: the main people who are gonna lose their like positions are not gonna be the rich people. It's gonna be the small creators. That's what a lot of people kind of forget when they kind of like go against like super popular people, is that when you go after them, remember that if they're in an industry, there are people smaller than them that are going to lose out before they do. Again, I don't mind AI becoming as good as it is. At the end of the day, I'll find a way to benefit from it. It just sucks that.
Here's the thing too, like if nothing does happen, like, and I mean like in terms of regulations, people are just going to adapt. They'll just accept it,
Yeah.
and the world will move on. Because again, people care more about convenience than they do about
People.
helping people.
Yeah.
And if you think that that's wrong, I hate to say this, but that's kind of naive.
Well, no, it is wrong in the sense that like it's wrong they feel that way, but it's the truth. Because I mean, perfect example.
No, it's not wrong that they feel that way. It's naive if you think that people are better than that.
Oh, that reminds me. I don't know if I asked you this question, but Melissa asked what your favorite Terminator movie was.
Two.
That's what most people say.
You know, it's like, what, you gonna say one? One's kind of boring and slow. 3 is very, like, you either like it or you don't.
Yeah.
4, I didn't mind, but people seem to really hate Salvation.
Salvation was good. It wasn't great, but it was good.
Is 5 the one where the Terminator becomes liquid, or is that the one where they do their first like timeline shift?
5 is
That's Dark Fate, right?
no, Dark Fate's the new one. 5 is Genesis, isn't it?
Oh, shit, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, 5 is Genesis. Dark Fate is 6, which is the one that ruined the franchise for a lot of people. Yeah, because Dark Fate basically revealed that John Connor isn't special.
Is it?
Yeah, so what happens in Dark Fate is the Terminator
Oh,
succeed.
is that the one? Is that the one where he dies
Yeah,
as a child?
yeah, so the Terminator succeed and kill John Connor, but apparently there's another resistance leader in the future, making the whole franchise pointless because if John Connor died at any point, someone else would have taken his place. This is the
Is that
problem
the
that the
one?
Matrix 4 had too, where it's like, oh, everyone's special. Look, I understand we're trying to have this mentality that like everyone's, really like unique and special, which is fine if you want, but I think we all know that there are just some people who are better than us. I think we just know there are some people who are just built different.
It's just reality.
Nice job, Neji, with those fucking 1,000 fucking palms. Couldn't fucking block a single fucking stab.
Man, don't give him shit. Splinter's hurt.
Does anyone remember the Sarah Connor Chronicle TV series? No.
Was it Was it the fifth or sixth Terminator that had like John Connor turned into a Terminator?
The fifth one.
I think Terminator was a series that started out with a well concept, but then it just didn't know when to fucking stop.
It's just in the controversial right now, but if Faker can be challenger with his champ balance, then props to him. Lol, he's truly built different. The fuck?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with like four is like, have you seen Matrix 4?
No.
It has some really good like power scaling stuff for Agent Smith and potentially Neo. But other than that, it didn't need to exist.
Yeah, because it didn't. There was no purpose for it. It was just there
But
for a
the problem
cash
is,
grab.
but the problem is that like the ending left itself open to sequels, but it's never getting a sequel because it just wasn't handled well.
Damn. Well, we really gonna be a dick about it? Yeah, but no, that's just the truth of the matter is that there was no passion behind it. They just wanted to make more money. You know what I'm looking forward to when AI can start making games.
Yeah, but at that point, like that'd pretty much be forcing everyone to switch over to a PC, and that's going to cut out a large demographic of people who don't have the space or the money.
True. It was obvious that Keanu Reeves didn't give a damn about the role anymore. I'm not sure about that one. I think Keanu Reeves likes every role he does. It's just that Keanu Reeves ultimately isn't that good of an actor. That's the thing about Keanu Reeves. Is that Keanu Reeves is an actor who can do one thing really well, but he's also really fucking likable. So everyone likes what he's in. But he doesn't really have that big of a range, although he tries.
Oh, he does try, but it's like seeing anything that Liam Neeson is in. Like he makes good action movies, but he has a very like deadpan appearance. Which is why, like, when the new Naked Gun comes out, I think that actually might help him.
Didn't Bill and Ted show that Keanu Reeves has some range? Yeah, he has some range, but it's not a lot of range.
He's not changing his range. He's putting on kind of a dumb, aloof voice.
Listen,
But he's
listen.
acting the exact same.
I'm gonna say it like this. He's better than Vin Diesel and The Rock, but if he was brought up in the same conversation, I would not be surprised.
I like all three of those actors' movies.
Yeah, but like when you see The Rock in a movie, he's The Rock in every movie he's in, you know? I think
And
the
I
only
like
time
The
he's
Rock.
not is like Jumanji.
But I like The Rock.
No, and that's fine. You can like The Rock, but you acknowledge that whenever you see The Rock on screen, you're seeing The Rock on screen. That's all you're seeing.
Have you ever heard me call him Dwayne Johnson?
No. That's okay though. That's why he won that wrestling match for me.
Fucking do not start. There were 2 of those matches during that tournament that I should have won. 3 of them. Fuck Bret Hart.
After this cutscene, we'll call it there.
Sabu should have beat Triple H, but I didn't. I forgot to change Sabu's finisher to something that wasn't the camel fucking clutch, so he was never going to win the last man standing.
Nope. Fake news.
And the Great Khali was so fucking stupid he couldn't put the Rock in the fucking casket.
That's because he was smiling what The Rock was cooking.
Bro, even you admitted that was the one that you knew that I got robbed.
Yeah. Everything else was valid though. Rey Mysterio deserved that win. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I try not to be afraid of the future. I know a lot of people are, but I try not to be afraid of it.
I think it'll be a very unique experience when you can actually run like PDFs of a manga through an AI system and it can like fill in the gaps of what to add.
Yeah.
So every show you have will just be like accurate as well.
It's gonna be an interesting era we're moving into. I think a lot of people were upset that we weren't in a historical like moment in history or like a big historical moment, but we really are.
What the fuck do they mean? We have lived through more historical moments than anyone in like the past, like what is it, 60 or 70 years?
Yeah. Could EMS Sasuke beat the reanimated third Hokage?
No manga Sasuke. At what point? Because he gets stronger over the course of the war.
Those who say that failed to realize we are witnessing an era where Zim and Kyle exist. Damn. I think if YouTube survives beyond our deaths, and that's kind of one of my wishes and why I do try to make content. I think I'd be happy if in the future a guy from like 150 years from now was bored and just randomly starts binge watching our streams just because he has nothing better to do. I think I'd be happy with that. I doubt YouTube will survive that long or that it'll work out that way, but if it does...
Let's be very clear here. It's like we would use AI to make 2D shows of series that we like. No, let's be very honest. What it's going to end up being is that we would give everyone their own actual fucking avatar, and then we'll just have fucking an actual show based off the Discord.
That'd be great. That would be great. Well, we'll call stream here for today because we already.
I mean that's fine. I mean that's fine because like I can't get to the next one until we do Sasuke's, so that works out well.
Sounds good. Well, all right then, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for your time as always. Have a nice day. I'll see you guys on the next stream or video. Take care, everybody. Sorry for the late stream.